On this show, we tend to concern ourselves with the little things, which of course means we usually completely neglect the big things. We should probably neglect the little things, too.
Hello, and welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld, being hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinnie.
My name's Matt.
Hello, Matt.
Hello, Vinnie.
Chum.
It's been a while, man. We haven't recorded for almost 2 weeks now.
It has. I missed you.
Hey, it looks like you're growing a beard there.
Big missing. No, I just didn't shave.
Oh, okay. Rip open your shirt, start scratching.
Oh, that feels good.
Well, welcome everybody to Seincast. If this is your first time listening, we're going to be discussing some news here for about, 10, 15 minutes.
I know someone out there is yelling, must miss.
Hey, I got news for you.
Great news. All right, I got news. You ready?
Well, our first news item here is more of a reminder for Seinfeld fans. I'll be hosting some trivia on August 29th at Slattery's in New York City at 8 o'clock. We call it the Summer of George Trivia. We're going to have 5 rounds of Seinfeld trivia. One round will be all about the Summer of George episode, so study that episode. But yeah, we're going to have like a quotes round, ID round, lots of tough questions, so come on out. Should be a lot of fun. I think we've gotten a lot of RSVPs so far, so if you're thinking about it on the fence, try to make your decision soon, and RSVP will include a link in the show notes. Moving on to some news topics from the past 2 weeks, Vinny. We kind of recorded 2 episodes back to back. The Kiss Hello and
The Beard,
right. So we missed some news topics. First one here is very sad. We lost a Seinfeld cast member recently. Her name was Cynthia Szigeti. Cynthia played the character Sherry Becker from The Library.
Ah, the memory burn.
Yes. Remember Vinny? Dentine?
Licorice gum? Never.
God, so good in that episode. I remember our discussion. We both really liked Cynthia's performance. She also played the incest survival group leader on Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, yes, I do remember that.
Yeah. I didn't know much about Cynthia outside of Curb and Seinfeld. She worked and taught at the Groundlings, the Acme Theater, and the Comedy Store Players, and helped launch the careers of hundreds of actors and writers. People like Lisa Kudrow and Conan O'Brien. In fact, Conan reportedly credits her with getting him started in comedy when he first moved to L.A.
Wow.
Most of the condolences I read came from a writer and musician's Facebook page. His name is Robert Morgan Fisher. He was a close friend of Cynthia's and a huge admirer. He said that, she not only taught him about improv and comedy and writing, but she taught him how to teach. Most of the comments were very similar. Cynthia really cared about others and was really a wonderful comedy teacher. Even Lorraine Newman from SNL and that Curb episode wrote that she knew what a legend Cynthia was when she first met her on the set of Curb.
Aww.
And another familiar name popped up on Facebook. Phil Lamar of Mad TV and lots of voice work commented that every moment he spent at the Groundlings and everything in his life that came as a result of those moments is directly attributable to Cynthia. So yeah, man, just really sad whenever we lose someone, I feel, from Seinfeld.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to listener Hector J. Barreto for letting us know about Cynthia's passing. She will be missed.
So, Sherry, what do you remember about that day at the library?
I remember it like it was yesterday. It was a Friday afternoon. I wore a purple dress.
Purple? You sure it wasn't orange?
Positive. And I was chewing dentine. Oh, I always chew dentine. Remember, Jerry? Dentine?
No blackjack?
Ugh, licorice gum? Never.
What else?
We were, reading passages to each other from that Henry Miller book you had.
Tropic of Cancer.
No. Tropic of Capricorn.
Tropic of Capricorn.
Remember? What holds the world together, as I have learned from bitter experience, is sexual intercourse.
Now, moving on to some other news from, I guess, mainly about Jerry and Julia here. First up with Julia, she appeared on Katie Couric's new podcast. Have you listened to this yet, Vinny?
I have not.
Okay, I just, every once in a while, I try to add a new podcast to my...
Repertoire?
Yes. And I've been listening to Katie Couric's podcast. In her 4th episode, Women in the White House, from August 11th, Julia joins her, and they talk mainly about Veep and the 2016 presidential election. You know, there's no Seinfeld talk, but definitely worth a listen, especially for this great story about Julia getting a personal note from Hillary Clinton when she was Secretary of State. And it ties directly into the email scandal. I don't want to ruin it. It's a great story. Everyone should check it out. Really funny stuff. In other news, Comedians in Cars was nominated for an Emmy, an Outstanding Variety Talk Series.
First of all, congrats.
Yes. Their first nomination in that category. They were nominated in a different category called Short Format Nonfiction Program in 2013 and 2014. This is a big deal, being nominated in Variety Talk Series, because they're going up against Jimmy Kimmel, John Oliver, James Corden, Bill Maher, and Jimmy Fallon.
A lot of heavyweights in that category.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good Lord. I could see any one of those guys winning.
In fact, Jerry was on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon about almost 2 weeks ago on August 5th.
I gotta say congratulations on Comedians in Cars.
Thank you.
Coffee. You got nominated.
Thank you.
It is a great show. And it's on crackle.com, but I don't know where that is. I don't know how I find it.
You don't have to.
I find
Just
it.
type in the name of the show.
And you find it.
And you find it.
It's great.
And it's pretty, thank you. And it's pretty, so it's the same category that this amazing show is in.
Yeah,
So-
we're nominated for the same category.
For the same category. How uncomfortable is this? It's so uncomfortable.
It's
Here's
really-
why it's uncomfortable.
Why?
Because this is as big as it gets. Your show on a major network, the amount of money that is spent, and that I caught you with 3 GoPros and a used car. I have now.
That's really
we're
sad.
now tied.
That's
we're
really
tied.
sad. Yeah.
That's very Jerry Seinfeld to make a joke like that at Jimmy's expense.
Yeah. There's no stand-up on The Tonight Show, but there were some funny moments. You know, they're talking about... you know, you have 2 lives now, your life and your phone battery life. So everyone should check out the interview. Pretty funny.
It's a good bit.
Mm-hmm. But our last bit of news here comes from a interview Jerry had with The Hollywood Reporter from last week on August 12th. Some cool topics here. We've got some news about Comedians in Cars. Jerry discusses potential future guests and says he'd actually like to bring some guests back, like Larry David, Alec Baldwin, Sarah Silverman, Marty Funkhauser himself, Bob Einstein.
I support that.
Yes. I think we've mentioned this idea before, either our idea or just repeating what Jerry said.
I believe we were the first ones to come up with it.
All right. You're welcome, Jerry.
Did they just invent it?
Any other previous guests you'd like to see come back?
Any of the Seinfeld 4, or 3, since Jerry's the host. But I'd love to see the 4 of them in the car together, going for a milkshake or something.
I think Jason needs to have his own normal episode.
Yeah, but I don't want to see George Costanza. I want to see Jason in the car.
Of course. And hey, why not this week's guest star, Larry Miller? He hasn't been on an episode.
I was going to point that out. They're best friends. Get them on.
He does talk about TV a little bit in the interview with The Hollywood Reporter. Jerry likes to watch Bill Maher and John Oliver the most, calls them very uplifting. And in fact, Vinny, in the article, he says he just started OJ Made in America. And I was just telling you about this. I finished it last night. Incredible.
Okay, I'm sold.
I feel like OJ can always be brought up on Seinfeld. I mean, there were so many parodies, and with Jackie Childs.
OJ! Yeah, of course.
On the topic of Curb Your Enthusiasm, would Jerry come back since he was in season 7? Jerry says, anything for Larry, I'm in. I talked to him last week, and he says it's going great. So apparently the whole cast is returning.
And I saw someone posted that Cheryl Hines is also going to make an appearance in the new season.
Yeah, man. Like, apparently the whole cast from, like,
that,
I don't know, from season 1 to 8, all those heavy hitters are going to be in it.
That's great. That's so exciting.
For sure. Now, the coolest takeaway from the interview was about Seinfeld, fortunately, the show. Hollywood Reporter asked Jerry, if you wanted to pick up with Seinfeld tomorrow, you'd have a slew of options. But I'm guessing that won't happen. And Jerry responded saying, no, but we did have an offer. I won't say from who, to do a new live episode of Seinfeld on TV.
Ooh, that'll melt your faces, huh?
I'm surprised this didn't make bigger headlines, and I guess Seinfeld isn't always relevant, but this is huge news, a live episode of Seinfeld?
Yeah, and the first thought that came to mind was remember 30 Rock did a live episode?
I didn't know that, actually. I never watched the show.
They did one, and it felt like very SNL-like, and they had really cool transition, ways to transition between scenes and sets. But yeah, the way Jerry explains it in Curb, how it's depressing, and the characters have aged. It doesn't look right. I don't know if I'd want new Seinfeld.
Yeah, I have never been on board with the new Seinfeld idea. I mean, I love what they did on Curb, and I would love an opportunity of all of them to be together on Comedians in Cars. That's great, but don't bring us back to that universe, the canonical universe.
It's kind of perfect the way it is. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I'm sure that offer must have been astronomical.
Oh,
monetarily. But didn't we mention animation would be another cool route to go, since you could draw the characters as they were back in the 90s?
Absolutely.
You could have old school Lane hair, and that'd be my preference. But and then bring the actors back to voice it. And then they could be in any scenario you wanted. Like Seinfeld, the animated series, would be a kind of a cool take on it. But
on that topic, on the DVDs, I think starting around season 5, maybe it was season 6, there was this really cool feature called Signimation. Do you remember these?
I watched a little today before the show.
Oh, they're fantastic. I'm sure you can look them up on YouTube. But for those of you that haven't seen them, whenever someone has a long, drawn-out monologue, in fact, there's one in, I think, this week's episode. Maybe not.
Think the Marine Biologist when George says, right? Is there one?
Yeah, that, or the pinky toe. Mm-hmm. Anytime there's a long monologue, the race, they'll take that audio, and the DVD company hired an artist to animate it. And it's kind of crude, but it's really cute and really cool because you never got to see the visual that they're talking about.
Yeah, and they're kind of stick figure drawings, but with the, recognizable faces of the four, and it's kind of on that college rule paper. Mm-hmm. It looks very rudimentary, but in a very pleasing way.
Mm-hmm. But we'll include a link in our show notes if I can find any of them on YouTube. But just to finish up that interview with a Hollywood Reporter, Jerry was asked, "Did any piece of you consider bringing Seinfeld back to TV?" And he just says, "No."
Sounds about right.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, God, that's why you got to love Larry and Jerry so much. They're rich enough, but they are not in this for milking something until it's just
donezo. No, remember he said as they were wrapping the show, he said they owed it to the show to leave at this high point, because they wouldn't be able to maintain or exceed what they had accomplished. So they owed it to the show and the fans to go out when they did.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful.
All the cheap, lousy ways to make a buck. But I feel very relieved that Seinfeld won't be coming back. I don't know if that's a common sentiment, but
well,
all right, we're done with news. Hopefully you guys made it through it. Let's move on to a brief plugola of the week here. I would like to plug another podcast out there called That Totally Awesome 90s Podcast. This comes from hosts James and Craig. Each week, the guys talk about movies and TV shows and anything else that was totally awesome in the 90s. Just topics include Saturday morning cartoon shows, video games, troll dolls, Blockbuster Video. So if you're a child of the 90s or just nostalgic for a day when, I don't know, like a Clinton was running for president, or Tarzan is in the theaters, or Blink-182.
O.J. Simpson is a popular figure in media.
There you go. Okay, people are talking about O.J. But yeah, the Totally Awesome 90s podcast is available on iTunes. You can also check them out on Twitter at TTA 90s Podcast. So check them out, everyone. Love to support fellow indie podcasters. Vinny, if listeners want to send us their thoughts on this week's episode, have a Seinfeld page, website, or podcast they want plugged, or just want to say hello, how can they do that?
Hello! They can reach out to us, seincast@gmail.com. They can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram.
Right on. Oh, hey, we also have that voicemail line. Should we mention that?
Oh, yeah. We also have a voicemail line. What's the number?
Oh, it's Coco Bosco. So you can just look at your keypad, type out Coco Bosco. Coco like the chocolate, not the monkey. 2626-226-726. Leave us a voicemail, why don't you? Okay. Let's move on to this week's episode. Vinny, what do we got?
We got the 18th episode of Season 6, The Doorman, written by Tom Gamble and Max Pross, directed by Andy Ackerman, and originally airing February 23rd, 1995.
I'm very excited about this week's episode.
I know you love this one.
I don't know if it's popular, but
we're going to find out.
Earlier in the season, I said there's like a solid 5 episodes in Season 6 that are just some of my absolute favorites. I'll say right now, this is the top of the list. I love Larry Miller as the doorman. And I didn't always feel that way. I used to hate this guy. I thought he was so annoying and so smug, irritating.
That's the joke.
Yeah. Well, actually, I feel bad. I felt that way about Larry Miller in general because he always played a jerk, I feel like. I grew up watching like The Nutty Professor, you know, and he's the dean or whatever, the president of the university. And I'm like, he's so mean. I don't like this guy. And he's got that smirk on his face and, just apologies, Larry.
You think you're better than him, don't you?
Well, I don't know what happened, but at some point, probably in college when we bought the DVDs, and I revisited this episode, and I just fell in love. In fact, he's interchangeable with Lieutenant Bookman from the library.
Wow, that's a compliment coming from you, because I know that's your favorite, character, not in the Fab Four or the secondary.
The single shots.
Yeah.
What do you think about Larry Miller? Are you a fan of him or the Doorman?
I like Larry Miller. I was first introduced to him in 1991 with a TV movie called Frankenstein Goes to College. And I remember really liking him. And I always loved that movie. And I hadn't seen it in years. But whenever I think of him, that's where my mind first goes. Then, of course, 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh, right.
He plays Julia Stiles' dad. And then we have the Doorman.
Sure.
But yeah, I like him.
This is a guy who, his career is so vast.
Vast.
We could spend the next hour and a half talking just about his career.
Yeah.
Best in Show, another great movie.
He is a stand-up. He came up as a comedian with Jerry, and they're actually very good friends, if not best friends. And he has a podcast himself.
He does, yeah. I think it's just called the Larry Miller Podcast. We'll include a link in our show notes if anyone wants to check it out. Larry Miller, in fact, has a connection with Seinfeld outside of the Doorman episode. He was the original pick for George. It was down to him and Jason Alexander in the audition room, and they went with Jason. But, I've always wondered since, that first episode, could you picture Larry Miller in the role of George Costanza? And two, would the show have been the same?
I would say no and no, honestly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's great that Jerry and Larry have this real life friendship. Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. And hey, they have the same first name. Larry David. All right.
Jason Alexander was born to play George Costanza, and I would also say that Larry Miller was meant to play the Doorman. He is the Doorman.
Oh, he's so
We're going to
good.
learn in a bit who also auditioned for the Doorman, but I still see Larry Miller opening that door.
Oh, let's talk about him right now, actually.
All right. So Stephen Root, I think most will know from Office Space or Season 7's The Invitations. He's the bank manager. You got a greeting that starts with an H. How's $50 sound? Mm-hmm. He was also in the running for the Doorman part, but they went with Larry Miller.
I love hearing that someone auditioned for a role, they didn't get it, but they still found a place for him. Later on.
The writers talk about him having this chip on his shoulder, and he really does. That you see as the episode unfolds.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's another character on Seinfeld that fucks with Jerry more than the Doorman.
Aside from Newman, but this is in a different way.
Yeah, and something with Newman and Jerry, it feels like equals. It's like a Jerry or a Batman Joker.
Superman, Lex Luthor.
Yes. Whereas with the Doorman, I just feel like he's this force that Jerry cannot compete with at all. But it's kind of cool to think of like a rogues gallery of Jerry's enemies. Newman, Doorman, Tony, the mechanic.
Oh yes, I haven't gotten to him yet.
I think there should be some fan art of all of Jerry's enemies, in their outlandish like Batman villain costumes.
The Justice League would be Jerry as Superman, Elaine as Wonder Woman. We could cast each one and then have the villains corresponding.
Love it. Well, yeah, very excited to talk about Larry this week, but let's move on to some behind-the-scenes trivia. From the writing side, Max Pross, one of this week's writers, used to be a doorman in Manhattan. He did it for a summer, and he once saw a fellow doorman just standing outside of his own building. So that's where that idea came from.
A lot of what appears in this episode comes from their real life stories, which is very cool. It feels very authentic, as we've said in the past.
Absolutely, and like all Max Pross, Tom Gamble episodes, they give a commentary on the DVD, and it's so insightful. I mean, these guys have known each other for decades, and I love knowing that all of these jokes were just lifted from their life. There's no need to make this stuff up. They have so much experience. For example, when Tom used to live in Greenwich Village, the couch in his lobby kept getting stolen. They didn't have a doorman, so that's why.
But still.
Right. Now, another really cool piece of trivia that Max and Tom revealed on the commentary is about the character of Poppy.
Poppy!
Yeah, his final appearance until the finale, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, how you feeling, Poppy? Rennie Santoni, is that his name?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He makes a brief appearance at the end of this week's episode, and they revealed on the commentary that Poppy was named after Lorenzo Semple Jr. He was known to family and friends as Poppy. And I'm like, oh, just some, TV writer from the 60s and 70s. He wrote like a bunch of episodes from Batman, the TV series, the Adam West show.
Oh.
He also wrote 3 Days of the Condor, which is like one of my favorite 70s movies with Robert Redford and Cliff Robertson. In fact, it gets parodied in a later Seinfeld episode. When Kramer's walking, I think it's the junk mail, and he's walking down the sidewalk, and Newman's like, Kramer, you're in trouble. Like one day,
get in the car.
Yeah, like one day someone's gonna, like a friend, someone you trust is gonna tell you to get in their car. That's from 3 Days of the Condor.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's a parody scene. And it kind of ties into this week with Marathon Man, another classic 70s movie getting parodied.
It's Parody City. Take me down to the Parody City.
So, oh boy. So Lorenzo Semple Jr., he is the inspiration for the name Poppy. I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I want to be called Poppy.
One day you will.
Can you start calling me Poppy?
Oh, God. Isn't that like sort of like calling you daddy?
Yeah. I thought you liked it when I call you daddy. Why don't you go wait for daddy in the car?
Oh, gosh. I think we've gotten an Arrested Development joke in every episode of Seincast.
I hope so.
So 2 firsts in this episode. We get a look at George's apartment for the first time, which shocks me. Shocks me. 104 episodes, and we're finally seeing that blue interior, with all the Yankees crap everywhere,
and we see his bedroom complete with dinosaur lamp and sheets. It's not really a single guy's apartment; it's a single boy's apartment.
Well said, man. That is exactly how I feel. Great set design. It feels so cluttered. There's toys everywhere. It's kind of like my apartment. Like every couple of years, we slowly get rid of all the little toys and gadgets. I think you're going through a similar experience.
That's sad. Yeah. There's a sticker on the wall above his desk, and it's on an angle that says "I love New York." Like a bumper sticker is just on his wall.
Right. I think the most interesting choice in the set design is the hamster cage on his desk.
Yes.
The plastic multicolored tubes. Have we ever seen a gerbil?
I've never seen a gerbil.
No. There was a moment when I think George comes home. It must be the postponement, something, where he's talking to Susan, and he just drops food in the hamster cage. Like he's pretending to be busy, but he's looking at her, and he just kind of drops it.
I thought those were keys and change.
Oh, maybe. I thought it was food. Oh, whatever.
Boy, you are such an idiot.
But yeah, great to see George's Place at last. Another first for this episode, technically, is Michael Richards and Jerry Stiller get to share an arc together. Comedy gold. I guess Kramer has 3 pairings. There's Kramer and Newman, Kramer and Mickey, and Kramer and Frank. Do you have a preference out of those 3?
Hands down, I gotta go Frank Costanza, Jerry Stiller. I love that man.
Yeah, it's incredible, man.
Anytime he's on screen and then pair him with Kramer, can't beat it.
It's a shame that Kramer, Frank, Newman, and Mickey never all got together.
They should have all came together for a little billiards at his place to be.
And once again, thanks to the DVDs, we have a little audio clip here of Jerry Stiller talking about working with Michael.
Michael was very meticulous about the way he worked. I made up a line about him. I said, he had a mercurial mind in a weightless body.
Apparently, Jerry and Michael would work out a lot of what they were going to do in an episode, rehearse it, figure it out perfectly. And then when they were actually put in front of the camera, they'd forget all about it and just sort of improvise and work with whatever they had.
Michael and Jerry said they were given carte blanche to do whatever they want, so rightfully so.
I kind of get that vibe in the bra scene where they, George and Estelle walk in and they just sort of dance off rhythm.
The dance continues.
Now, speaking of the bra, let's move on to the big debate. The big debate. The bro, Vinny, or the Mansiere? What is your preference?
I hate to disagree with the beautiful mind of Larry David, but I got to go bro on this one.
I am a bro fan myself. You're alluding to the internal debate between the writers and Larry David. Max and Tom loved bro. Larry David wanted Mansiere. And they would argue and debate about it in the writing process until Tom was like, oh, let's just put it in the episode.
Even in the scene when Frank turns to George and Estelle, or just George, and he says, what do you like better, bro or Mansiere? Larry did that and went at the staff writers and said, what do you like better? So
we have to talk. I think there's no debate on this. The bro just works so perfectly. It's almost like bra. It's, more masculine version, I guess.
They could also call it a brosier.
Oh, yeah.
But I kind of like how it's man. A brassiere for a man. The debate is cool itself. I'm glad they have that in there.
Oh, absolutely.
But I still like bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too.
And I love Frank's argument that it's too ethnic.
And that's such an old guy from Queens, point to make. Oh, too ethnic.
It's not going to play. Yeah, we got to go neutral. Mansiere. Everybody's a man. But, yeah.
Apparently, they wanted to do the whole, bra for a man arc for George. But they realized George is kind of a young guy. They make the joke that he's developing breasts, but they're not as bad as Frank's. It's typically a problem with older men. As Tom Gamble said on the commentary, I used to read Ann Landers as a kid, and wives would complain that their husbands needed brassieres.
Ann Landers sucks.
There it is. It's great. This is actually, I think, one of my favorite Seinfeld props.
Yeah.
It's just so classic. Doesn't get a lot of screen time, but everyone remembers bro and Mansiere, those terms. So
oh, yeah, definitely.
It sticks. Well, Vinny, should we move on to this week's episode?
Yes, indeedy.
Remember a few years ago in New York, we had the Doorman strike? They have a union in the fancy buildings, and they went out on strike. Now, you would think if any group of people would not want to demonstrate what life would be like without them, it would be doormen. Let's see how they do it without us. There's no doormen. People open the door, they walk in. Who's going to walk out next? The guys that clean your windshield at the traffic light with the dirty rag? We demand shorter yellows and longer reds.
This is a good stand-up. It's not great, but it's good.
Just good, not great?
Yeah. It ties into the episode, but it's funny. It doesn't jump out at me.
Yeah, this was actually kind of disappointing this week, I guess we hold this stand-up to a certain standard.
Very.
But yeah, this one I just didn't really do it for me. I wonder if doormen, have ever watched this episode at home going, boo.
I do like the notion of really doormen are going on strike. I like Jerry's point of all people to go on strike, but there were no big chorus ha's generated during the stand-up.
No, not really. It is nice always, though, whenever some stand-up can tie into an episode, especially the first scene.
Absolutely.
And first scene, we're in the lobby of Mr. Pitt's building. Jerry is just walking through when someone stops him. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm just going up to see Elaine Bennis.
Dennis. There's no one here by that name.
Oh, she's house sitting for Mr. Pitt.
Ah, house sitter.
Yeah.
What are you, the boyfriend? Here for a quickie?
Can I just go up?
Well, I get it. Why waste time making small talk with the doorman? I should just shut up and do my job opening the door for you.
How about those Knicks?
Oh, I see, on the sports page.
Yeah.
What makes you think I wasn't reading the Wall Street page? Oh, I know, because I'm the uneducated doorman.
Larry Miller plays the uneducated doorman, and he's known for being in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, 10 Things I Hate About You, both the movie and the TV series. He was in Nutty Professor 1 and 2. Also, an underrated 90s movie, Necessary Roughness. Remember that movie with Sinbad?
Oh, no, I didn't see
Scott
that.
Bakula? Oh, it's an awesome 90s sports movie. I would imagine they talk about it on that totally awesome 90s podcast. He was in a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode in The Palestinian Chicken.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I forgot
Yeah,
about
Social
that.
Assassin, LOL. He also did voice work in B-Movie. He was a cast member on Jerry Seinfeld's special, Stand Up Confidential. Are you seeing a pattern here, people? And I think we talked about earlier, this guy has to be in Comedians in Cars. Why has he not been in there yet? So,
Yeah.
speaking of which, we don't get the name of the doorman, do we?
Nope.
So we're going to be calling him the doorman or Larry Miller.
And I love that. There's some mystery to him. Like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
and why is he so rude to Jerry?
Who are you? Perry Mason.
All right, next scene, we're on the street. Kramer and George are walking down the sidewalk. What are they up to, you think? I always find it interesting when these two are together, if they're not on a mission, if, they're just hanging out.
Yeah, not scheming. I don't know, maybe went to get a bite.
Maybe, yeah, or he ran into him at the coffee shop.
There you go, monkey boy.
Possible. Oh, we get a reminder here. Remember this, Vinny? George's parents are separated. This goes all the way back to what? The Chinese woman?
The Chinese woman, Donna Chang. I forgot about that.
That was episode 4. What episode are we on right now?
18. Good
Jeez,
Lord.
That's an arc that really they just did not acknowledge.
And I think, yeah, the writers, Gamble and Prost, said that we only saw Frank at George's apartment in 2 episodes. Is that right? But I guess you could argue from episodes 4 to 18, while they were separated, Frank must have been staying with George, right?
Yeah, something we haven't brought up since the Chinese woman, really. You don't really see George being affected by his live-in father. It's maybe it's just something that the writers didn't want to have to acknowledge each week if you don't see it.
Yeah, but I mean, remember the season where George moved in with his parents and how wonderful that was? Now we get a little taste of what it's like in this episode, and then we get absolute gold in the credits of this episode to see what it would be like to have George live with his father. So I feel like it's almost a wasted opportunity that we didn't get more Frank Costanza in George's lair.
Well, George has reached a breaking point. He can't take his father anymore, especially because he's been making this kasha, stinks up the whole house. And as they continue walking, Kramer sees a van full of German tourists and comes up with the idea, hey, George, pretend I'm robbing you so these tourists can go back home and tell their friends they saw a real New York mugging. You gotta love how Kramer gets into this. He starts throwing them all over the place.
I am a little bit disgusted by Kramer right here. He calls George fat boy, calls him Porky, and then he grabs him by the collar and shakes him violently in front of this group of tourists. It's a little much.
It reminds me of that moment in The Naked Gun. Do you remember when Ricardo Montalbaum is taking Priscilla Presley up the stairs at the stadium, and he's kind of rough with her? Mm-hmm. It cuts to Leslie Nielsen, and then it cuts back to him with Priscilla Presley, but it's obviously a blow-up doll, and he's just throwing it all over the place.
No, I don't remember that.
That's what this reminds me of. He's just flinging George. But anyways, these tourists are watching from their van, just terrified as Kramer, gives up and walks away.
Now, originally, Kramer and George were going to perform for this German tourist group and, stage this mugging. But after they concluded their performance, they were going to wave to the bus and say, "Thanks for watching." So it was going to be in jest, as an act. But I guess they needed to have the ending for this plot, so that was cut.
Yeah, they needed to have it connect or justify why that German woman will be like, "Oh my God,
stop that man!"
Apparently, the writers Max and Tom used to do things like this for the amusement of tourists when they lived in New York. And I don't know if you could get away with it this day. I mean, people tend to ignore dumb shit on the sidewalk, but
not with social media and everybody having a camera in their pocket.
Apparently, when Max and Tom did it, no one paid attention, so they didn't do it all that often. Let's get over to Mr. Pitt's apartment. Mr. Pitt is in Scotland while Elaine is looking after his place. And Jerry arrives so they can go to a movie. He refuses to go back downstairs, though, because of the doorman. He doesn't want to play any of his mind games. So since the doorman gets off in a couple of minutes at 6, Jerry and Elaine just decide to sit on the couch and just wait. And they have that nice synchronized watch check moment.
Oh, yeah. They both do it at the same time. And it kind of reminds me when you've seen a couple scenes with George and Jerry sitting on the couch in Jerry's apartment. And they either cross their legs at the same time to begin a discussion, or I think when in The Good Samaritan, when Jerry's kind of consoling George about the God bless you, they turn the magazine page at the same time.
Sure. When George wants to know about, the man in the cape, Jerry and Elaine just shrug at the same time.
Exactly.
Shake their head. Yeah, it's great.
Synchrony is always funny in the Seinfeld universe.
It really is.
It sure is.
I think I did that a few weeks ago.
Now, there's a deleted plot point in the show that gets cut for time.
You want to save that for when we get to Mr. Pitt?
Okay, sure.
Next scene, we're at George's apartment. Once again, first time we're seeing it. Very relieved. We're finally getting the apartment. Frank is telling his son and Kramer about his day while he stirs a bowl of kasha. He went to Greenwich Village to buy a cha-cha record.
1, 2, cha-cha-cha.
But he can't seem to find the hi-fi he gave George, and it turns out George gave it to Kramer, or I'm sorry, Cosmo. And Kramer's going to get the hi-fi, bring it by at a later date. But they're all planning to go out for dinner, and Frank decides, I need to change my outfit. And he's facing George and Kramer back to the audience. He had his back to us. And as he opens his shirt, how would you describe George's reaction here?
Horrified.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be sick.
Yeah.
And then he just covers his eyes like, oh, God.
Whereas Kramer's more like, well, that's weird, huh?
Next scene, we are at Mr. Pitt's apartment, and here we go. Jerry is watching from the window as the doorman just stands outside the building. He won't leave yet.
He's very peculiar.
Yes. And when the phone rings, it's Mr. Pitt calling from Scotland. He's needing Elaine to check what's in the mail. He's very demanding. Tells her to catch the later movie and check his mail. And we get a nice callback here at the end.
I can't go.
Yes. And didn't Jerry answer the phone?
Hey, Mr. Pitt!
Right. This all kind of... I think... Wasn't that in an earlier episode? Yeah, when he calls the office.
Yeah.
Or maybe that was a deleted scene.
No, because he said, must you give my number out to everyone?
That's right.
When Jerry's going to Atlantic City.
Now, apparently there was some deleted dialogue here from Mr. Pitt talking about Mrs. Peyton, who we're going to meet later. Mr. Pitt was trying to buy the building next to them or the apartment next to them. Is that right?
Yes. From the dialogue, we learn that Mrs. Peyton is head of the building co-op committee, and Mr. Pitt is buying the apartment next door, and he's trying to get this permit because he wants to break through the wall and then connect the two apartments. That sounds like a Kramer idea, right? That he wanted to do with Jerry.
These are load-bearing walls.
But Mr. Pitt is intending to build a gymnasium. So he said you have to be very polite to this Mrs. Peyton.
Got it. So this was going to set up, add more tension to Elaine's arc.
Yes. Unfortunately, though, it was cut for time because the episode ran long. But this kind of sounds like a far-fetched... I don't know. It doesn't sound right for the Seinfeld show to have Mr. Pitt want to build a gymnasium. I don't know.
Well, I mean, seeing the final version here, it seems a bit unnecessary. Like, I worry for Elaine enough in this episode when she, has to lie and try to cover for Jerry. Totally unnecessary when you see the final product. But I do actually buy Mr. Pitt having a gymnasium. I imagine it's full of old medicine balls and what's that device that the band you'd put around your waist and it would, or your hip, and it would shake you.
But the bowling ball getting shot into your stomach. I don't know what it's called, but I know what you're talking about. It'd be something you find in the Mantelbaum gym.
Love how later, Elaine is like, I can't go, and she has to just spread all of the mail in front of her, like letters and magazines, and she's like on the phone with Mr. Pitt.
She's on her knees on the floor.
I got the new Time magazine, the new People.
Oh, who's on the cover?
Of course Mr. Pitt cares about that.
Yeah, he does.
Now, when Jerry left, Elaine gave him like a bag of bottles, like a grocery bag full of bottles.
She specifically says, will you grab that bag of empty bottles for me?
And there was some dialogue about that, right? About how Mr. Pitt has to recycle or redeem the bottles for the 5 cents.
Exactly. And the dialogue was cut. It had Jerry saying, Mr. Pitt of Park Avenue has to redeem his bottles. And Elaine replies, yeah, and I'm the one who has to take them back to the deli. It's really embarrassing. And then Jerry offers Elaine $5 not to redeem them, and she agrees, leaving the bottles outside for the super to collect.
Okay, because it's kind of weird as Jerry walks out with them. He doesn't have them in the elevator. And I always wondered if there was something missing there.
Do me a favor, throw out this garbage.
No way I'm touching that for less than $2. Anyways, Jerry heads to the lobby, leaving Elaine in Mr. Pitt's apartment, and he gives that little salute to the new doorman.
They have a great rapport, him and the night doorman.
And as he walks down the street, he doesn't make it that far until he walks by a familiar face.
Hey, buddy.
You? What are you doing here? You work at this building too?
Oh, sure. Poor doorman has to work 2 jobs to put food on the table for mother and baby. No, I live here. That's okay, isn't it?
So you work all day as a doorman at one building, then you come home and stand outside your own building?
You got a problem with that?
Look, I'm not going in your building. I really don't have to talk to you. Goodbye.
You really think you're better than me, don't you?
2 for 2. Second Larry Miller doorman scene.
Just grilling him. I love it. Love that line. Oh, yeah, poor doorman has to work 2 jobs to put food on the table for mother and baby.
Mother and baby, yes. Big fan of that one as well.
No, I live here. That's okay, isn't it? I'm just repeating the scene. But then
why don't
later,
we just do it twice? Yeah, it's 2 for Tuesday.
Then later, he's just like, no blinking, smile, nodding slightly. You got a problem with that?
Yeah.
Love that. Oh, God. I'm sorry, Vinny. What did you say at the top of the show? Your feelings about the doorman. You like him, but he's not one of your favorites?
I think your admiration for the doorman character has caused me to grow to like him. Oh. Overall, overall.
Well, now I hate him.
Yeah. That I'm used to. I like the doorman. I don't have the same kind of fervor for him that you do, but I do like this guy a lot.
Mm-hmm. I think it's polarizing because I think he's probably irritating to a few of our listeners. But yeah, here we go. Jerry running into the doorman once again, getting abused. I wonder if the doorman specifically doesn't like Jerry, or if it's just this built-up tension of people always ignoring him and not treating him like a real individual. It's just unfortunate that Jerry was the one that arrived at that time.
I think what we're going to learn from later when we see Jerry, spoilers, when we see Jerry take on the role of doorman, is something about having to open the door for people and stand outside of a building. It turns you into this person that just hates everything and everyone. Because it looks like Jerry takes on the characteristics that we see from Larry Miller's doorman. So that's what I'm going with.
So probably Jerry was just, it could have been anyone that walked through those doors. But next scene, we're at Monk's. George is trying to tell Jerry what happened when his dad opened his shirt, but he has to have Kramer tell him instead.
He had breasts.
What do you mean breasts?
Big breasts.
So But a lot of older men have that.
No, not these. These were real hooters.
I was throwing up all night. It's like my own personal crying game.
You know, maybe you're going to get them too, Joe.
Yeah, that's right. What if it's a genetic thing, you know, like father, like son?
But your father's not bald.
No, that skips a generation. The baldness gene comes from your grandfather.
Then I suppose the bosom gene comes from your grandmother.
You know, Frank can't be too comfortable with those things clanging around. He should wear something for support.
You mean like a bra?
A bra is for ladies. I'm talking about a support undergarment specifically designed for men.
Well, that brain never stops working, does it?
That's right. I'm gonna go noodle with this.
Hey, we're twins. What? Our shirts, they're the same.
Oh, imagine that.
This feels like one of those like cornerstone scenes, like the moment of the episode. Like this really stands out. It's in Monks. We're getting this nice reveal of learning that Frank Costanza has breasts. Real hooters.
Vinny, we're twins.
What?
So good.
Good line, yeah.
What? Also, the great Kramer line, I'm going to go noodle with this. That's classic right there.
Oh, yeah.
Love that term.
Oh, and another moment that I love, it's a subtle little George thing when Jerry says, I suppose the bosom gene comes from your grandmother. George snaps his fingers and points at Jerry to indicate, yes, you're right. So I like that. And the fabulous joke with the George sharing the same shirt, not breasts, but the same shirt as the buxom woman, as she's credited, who passes by. She's played by actress Trudy Forrestal, and she was in Rich Girl and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, very good. She has a really good delivery there, too. You know, hey, we're twins. I don't know.
The point.
There was a moment here that I couldn't really tie back specifically to a moment in the series, but I remember there was some discussion early on about George's dad being bald, and this is when no one was cast in the role yet. You know, later we get John Randolph, who is bald, so it worked out, but when you're thinking of Jerry Stiller, I don't know. There was just continuity at some point that George's dad was bald, so therefore George is bald. But here he's like, no, that comes from your grandmother, or that comes from your grandfather.
I know what you're talking about because he says your father's bald, and then he goes, your mother's bald too.
Right? Yeah, just weird.
It's an old episode.
Mm-hmm. This kind of like puts us on the right path, I guess, with the whole baldness discussion. But yeah, I always wondered that about baldness. You know, is that a gene that skips a generation? I'm sure it can, but
I remember the old thinking was that it came from your mother's side, but I think nowadays it's generated from both. Yeah.
As Elaine arrives, she's upset with Jerry because she heard that he followed the doorman home and started harassing him. Jerry doesn't get it. You know, what's he got, a personal vendetta with me? All because I asked him about the Knicks? Oh, that's right, the Knicks. That's a great line, too. How about those Knicks?
Oh, yeah. Makes you think I'm not reading the Wall Street pages. Since Jerry and Elaine missed the movie, Jerry wonders if they can try going to the later show, so the doorman's already off of his shift when Jerry swings by.
So now we have to rearrange our lives to avoid the doorman?
Yes, we do.
That's really what you think women do?
Yes, I do.
This whole time, George hasn't been listening to the conversation. Instead, he's just looking down his shirt, shaking his chest. What's wrong with him?
He's trying to get something off his chest.
That right there is the perfect joke, right?
It is the perfect joke, yes. And a wonderful blooper came out of this scene. Do you guys recall? There's Jerry and Elaine are trying to do this scene where they're talking about, pick me up for this other movie. And then it cuts to Jason, and he's doing this jiggle where he keeps looking, and he just keeps going at it. And you hear the crowd start to howl. And Jerry and Julia look over, and they kind of stop. And Jerry ends up saying, we're doing a scene here, Jason.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that what's going on?
And Jason says, is that why they're laughing? And they didn't know, so they had to cut and start over. But it was a fun little moment.
Jason knew what he was doing, right?
I don't know.
Oh, come on. For someone who's so in tune, I feel like, with the audience.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
He was just hamming it up like he's tapping each breast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and you're right. You're right.
Did I offend you? Jesus.
And then Julia gets up to, reset the scene, and she goes, I can do that too.
Ah, yes.
And a nice laugh from the audience and the cast members.
Oh, God. Great blooper. Once again, check out our show notes. We have a link to the bloopers. Next scene, we're in Mr. Pitt's lobby. Jerry arrives and gets a good jump scare from the doorman just waiting for him.
Help you?
What are you doing here? You're supposed to be gone.
I traded shifts with the night doorman. He had some personal affairs to attend to. You see, my fellow doorman and I watch out for each other. We don't stab each other in the back like people in your world.
Look, I don't want any trouble. I don't have a doorman in my building. I guess I'm just not used to talking to them. I'd really just like to be friends.
You want to be friends?
I'd like to be.
Then watch the door for a minute, would you?
What?
Yeah, I just want to run and get a beer. I'm back in a minute.
Well, wait a second. What do I do?
It's not brain surgery. You open the door for people who live here, and if they don't live here, don't let them in. Here. Where's this?
Oh. Hey, wait a second. Hey, hello? Hey, wait a second. You live here?
Of course I live here. I've lived here for 20 years. Now, if you don't let me in, I'm going to call the police and have you arrested.
You think you're better than me?
And we're 3 for 3 with doorman clips.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to run and get a beer. I'll be back in a minute.
It's not brain surgery. But you see how Jerry is like, hello. He immediately, you put that hat on and you're a different person.
And see how he does up there without all the assistants.
The older gentleman who comes in, who threatens Jerry, I'll have you arrested, is Jack Betts. He plays Mr. Green in the study with the candlestick. He was in the 2002 Spider-Man, and then he was in One Life to Live, Guiding Light, Another World, and he had minor roles in Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
Yeah, he actually looks familiar. I think he's in... I'm going back to my childhood here. He's the guy in the... he's like, I'll bet $5 million on Poison Ivy.
Oh. He was also in Office Space.
Oh.
I don't remember.
Stephen Root.
Hey, there you go. Seinfeld alums.
Yeah, I don't remember him in Office Space. But
he was the judge.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I love that line there. If you don't let me in, I'm going to call the police and have you arrested. Okay.
All right.
Anyways, next scene, briefly, we're on a bus. George is on a crowded and bumpy bus ride, and as he stands there, his chest starts bouncing a bit. A man standing nearby, glances at his chest, and George, it's like he's just humiliated, like he's been exposed.
And he cinches his jacket together to kind of cover his potential cleavage that he has.
I feel bad for him.
There is some really good George Costanza stuff in this episode. A lot of neuroses come out. And I feel like if it weren't for Larry Miller, George's performance would be what kind of shines in this episode.
Absolutely.
We see Norman Brenner, the stand-in for Michael, is the gentleman who leers in George's direction.
That's right. And in this next scene, we're going to get another stand-in. In Mr. Pitt's lobby, a FedEx man arrives, and Jerry signs for the package, goes back to reading his paper.
Hey, how about those Knicks, huh?
Yeah.
See, it turns you. That is Deck McKenzie, Jerry's stand-in, who plays the FedEx guy.
Many appearances on Seinfeld. Not as many as Norman Brenner on the bus, but Deck gets a lot of speaking roles. Name's Mitch. Yeah, he's also, I think, in George's office back in the Revenge.
Yep.
At Rick Bar. But next scene here, we are at George's apartment. Kramer arrives with Frank's hi-fi so he can listen to that cha-cha record.
So how you feeling?
A little tired.
Uh-huh. Does your back hurt?
How did you know?
Well, it's obvious. You're carrying a lot of extra baggage up there.
Up here?
Oh, yeah, top floor. Listen, Frank, have you ever considered wearing something for support? Now look at this. Mind you, this is just a prototype.
You want me to wear a bra?
No. A bra is for ladies. Meet the bro.
The first thing that pops out to me here is I wonder who Kramer commissioned to design this prototype.
I never thought of that. Yeah.
Do you think he did it himself, or did he get one of his friends who we've never seen to do it?
Okay, you know what I think?
What you got?
I think it's Babs's bra. And
after
laying around, or
after her and Newman were in flagrante delicto, it fell on the floor, and then Kramer noodled with it.
Oh god! But I mean, that seems to be a simple connection there. But
you know my friend Bob Sacamano? He's got deals on wiring.
Great Kramer lines in this scene too, like up here. Oh yeah, top floor.
Yeah, he's kind of like fishing and prodding to steer Frank in the right direction because he's going to be selling him something.
Oh yeah, and, this is a side of Kramer that we've seen before with like the raincoats. When Kramer gets into business mode, it's just wonderful.
Yeah, the consummate salesman.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now let's go.
Kramer also teamed up with Morty on occasion, so that'd be like a fourth unofficial team duo.
I'd say he's the fourth. I feel like he teamed up with. Maybe he teamed up with Mickey more than Morty more than Mickey. But yeah, you're right. That would be the fifth member in the group. Let's get over to Estelle's car. We didn't set this up earlier, but George went to talk to his mom and I guess got her to let Frank back into the house. And they're driving to George's apartment to pick up Frank, but George has other things on his mind.
Hey, Mom, what kind of woman was Grandma?
All of a sudden you're interested in your grandmother?
Well, you get to a certain point, you want to know about your roots.
Well, she was a lovely woman.
What about physically?
Physically?
Yeah, what did she look like?
Well, you've seen pictures.
You can't tell much from those pictures.
Tell what?
Was she a big woman?
Big? Yeah, she was my height.
Bosomy?
Bosomy? You want to know if your grandmother was bosomy?
Just wondering. The information could be relevant.
Where do you get your genes from?
That's what I'd like to know.
That's what I'd like to know about it. Such inner turmoil for George Costanza in this episode.
She bosomy?
Bosomy?
And how many questions does he ask to get to that question, bosomy?
Let's see.
What kind of woman was Grandma?
1.
What about physically?
2.
What does she look like?
3.
Big woman.
4.
Yeah, okay, so the fifth question is bosomy. Love that.
And it's the way he sneaks it in there, too.
Yeah, of course. You could ask about maybe Aunt Baby or maybe Henny. Well, Aunt Baby didn't live long. Maybe Henny.
I love that's what I love about you, Matt. Your attention to detail.
Next scene, we're at Mr. Pitt's building. Jerry and Elaine are heading down to the lobby. She's upset with him for leaving his post as doorman.
He left him there. You see the mind games?
And as they get off the elevator, there's a small crowd gathered in the lobby with a cop. Turns out someone stole the couch.
Oh, from the lobby. Where's the doorman? How come someone wasn't watching the door?
And Elaine gets very nervous and sneaks out with Jerry. We got to get out of here.
Such a haughty-taughty lobby dwellers.
Oh, I mean, that's Mr. Pitt perfectly, right?
True,
you
are right.
You believe he lives there.
Oh, yeah. The first one, the female tenant is Tony Sawyer.
Someone stole the couch out of the lobby.
That's her. She plays tenant number 1. She was in the 13th Floor, My Life, and Mask. Then the gentleman tenant is played by Nigel Gibbs. He was in City of Angels, Matchstick Men, American Pie 2, Eagle Eye, and 4 episodes of Breaking Bad.
Yeah, this guy I always recognize in the scene. He is like a classic character actor. You can go to his IMDb page. He's got probably over 100 credits from TV shows mainly. He was actually in Veep this past season.
Oh, nice.
For a couple episodes. But I wonder how difficult would it be to steal a couch out of a lobby? And who's stealing it? No one's just walking into a building.
It was probably Rusty.
The horse?
No, the homeless gentleman. He has this new hair. He's probably brimming with confidence from the toupee.
So he just happened to walk through, stumble in, just hoping the doorman wouldn't be around.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Just seems a little weird.
Where'd they learn to make couches like that?
But next scene, we are at George's apartment, and what a classic scene here. I feel like this always pops up on clip shows. Mm-hmm. You got the cha-cha music playing, Frank dancing in place without his shirt on as Kramer fastens the bro from behind. And this is right as George and Estelle walk in, shocked at what they see. But you'd think that would stop Frank and Kramer from dancing. No, they keep on dancing.
Oh my God! Yeah, there's a look of horror on George and Estelle, and then a quiet confidence with Frank and Kramer, and then they decide to just embrace it and keep dancing.
Yeah, they pause, and then just slowly start up again.
Bum, 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 ba-dum. We gotta put that in there.
Kramer has like a smile on his face, like, come on, get into the rhythm.
Mm-hmm. It's cha-cha.
But do you remember Frank's face? He's just staring like deadpan. Mm-hmm. It's very unusual.
Choice.
Yes. We get an act break, and then we're in Jerry's apartment. This is a wonderful little like throwback or callback to like the film noir movies. This happens all the time in The Race.
Yes.
If that's like the Perry Mason parody, this is the Double Indemnity parody. I never picked up on how the blinds have like that shadow, right, cast on the wall.
Per the writers, that was Andy Ackerman's choice to make sure we had those the shadow of the blinds on the wall, and the lighting is very dark.
And this scene is all about Elaine and Julia's performance. It's fantastic. She's pacing around Jerry's apartment, very nervous.
My fingerprints are all over this. That doorman knows you're a friend of mine. He'll tell that co-op lady. She'll tell Mr. Pitt. Jerry, I'm in this too deep.
Don't you find it odd that as soon as he leaves, the couch gets stolen? Maybe he's setting me up.
All right, shut up. Just let me think. I gotta think. We gotta get our story straight.
All right, well, what if we say
All right, here it is. This is what we'll tell him. You came to pick me up.
I came to pick you up.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
No, I was just...
No, I know what you were just. It's not helping.
All right, well, just start again then.
Okay, you came to pick me up, but... You see, again.
What? I said right.
All right, you came right upstairs without talking to the doorman.
But the doorman's gonna say that I was there.
So what? No one's gonna believe a doorman.
But I don't know if this is gonna work.
Just stick with the story. We'll be fine. Let me do the talking.
Okay.
Good, now fix me a drink.
What gets me with this scene is the kind of back and forth between Elaine. You came to pick me up. I came to pick you up. And then they argue about it. So there's ping-ponginess, but it's Elaine being irritated with Jerry. I know what you were just. It's not helping.
This feels like a Jerry or a Larry contribution. To the script.
Okay, you came to pick me up. Right. You see? Again.
What? I said right.
Now, apparently, we learned this upon examining this episode. The drink that Jerry was going to fix for Elaine was an herbal tea.
That's nice. I like that a lot. Or Snapple would have worked fine.
And I also like the, but the doorman's going to say I was there. Who cares? No one's going to believe a doorman.
Shut up. Let's move over to George's apartment. Frank is very happy with the bro. He can breathe. Even his posture is better. Kramer is very excited that the bro is working and thinks they should pitch it to Sid Farkas. Hey, he's the best in the business. So it's going to be you, me, and the bro.
Let's do it. Except we got to do something about that name.
Why? What's wrong with the bro?
No, bro's no good. It's too ethnic.
All right, you got something better?
How about the Mansiere?
Mansiere.
That's right. A brassiere for a man. The Mansiere. Get it?
Now we got to mention there of Sid Farkas. You're a big fan of that name, right, Vinny?
Of course.
When was the last time we saw him? George had an interview there.
It would have been...
It was with Jake Jarmel.
It was with Mr. Grandmont. George had George was actually interviewing to be a bra salesman.
He felt
her material.
Jake Jarmel, exclamation
point.
Sniffing accountant.
There it is. That's like 5 Degrees of Separation, Seinfeld game. It's fun. Try it at home.
Well, apparently Sid Farkas was one of Larry David's favorite characters. He loved him. In fact, Larry wrote all of Sid's dialogue then and in this episode. But to finish up the scene, such a great moment as George walks in. You know, he's upset. You know, scared off Mom. We never see her again. And here's that moment. Frank asks George, "What do you prefer, the bro or the Mansiere?"
Dad, we need to talk.
Love that. I think that's what is going to be our post-show clip this week. Well, let's cut over to Mr. Pitt's lobby. The doorman is talking to his boss, Mrs. Peyton, about what happened as Elaine walks through the lobby.
I had to use the bathroom, so I asked this guy to watch the door for a few minutes.
Why should I believe you?
Actually, it was her friend.
I was just speaking to the doorman here about the couch robbery.
Oh, really? The doorman. And pray tell, what did the doorman say?
He said he asked a friend of yours to watch the door.
Oh, my. Well, the doorman certainly has a wild imagination, doesn't he?
Well, what do we have here? Perhaps Miss Benez can explain why a Jerry Seinfeld signed for this package at the exact same time the couch was stolen.
He never watched a door before, Mrs. Peyton. He didn't know how to do it. You know, he's a comedian, Mrs. Peyton. They don't know how to do anything. Don't you see what's going on here? He set us up. He's playing all these mind games.
I don't recall him asking Jerry or telling Jerry that he had to use the bathroom. He said he wanted to get a beer.
Yeah.
We do meet Mrs. Peyton in the scene. She's played by Edith Fields, who was in Next, House Party, and 3 Men and a Little Baby.
Oh, nice.
A little baby.
Now, this scene makes me feel like the doorman isn't as clever as he comes off. What do you think? Did he plan for this? Because he reveals that slip.
Yes. Oh, he reveals the slip, and he goes, yes. What do we have here? Perhaps Miss Benez can explain why Jerry Seinfeld signed for this package. But his mispronunciation of Bennis.
Bennis, you jackass.
Is an excellent added insult to injury. But we will see in a dream sequence or an imagining later on how Jerry thinks everything unfolded, and that's how I like to believe the events transpired.
Okay, let's talk about some theories in this next scene here at Monk's. Elaine tells Jerry he's being held responsible for the missing couch. They even have the FedEx slip with his signature on it.
Diabolical.
Jerry thinks they were being set up from day one, and the doorman is having a good laugh over this with his doorman buddies.
So you didn't even want the couch?
No, I was just messing with his head.
And they think they're better than us.
So I love these moments. I wish the show did this more often.
What, these imaginings?
Dream sequences or just your mind wandering. When Jerry thinks about the future when Kramer comes, "Hey, Jerry!"
Yeah,
and he's eating the chicken, got a mullet.
A submarine on a thing for.
Yeah, how are you gonna drive when you're looking through a periscope? He's just eating the chicken. And then, I'm sorry, a tangent here, but when they steal the dog in the engagement, Roxy, and they're all
Kramer is Huck Finn.
But the dog's attacking him.
Yeah, but he's got his pants rolled up at the knees as if he's been wading in the river, and didn't he have a straw in his mouth too?
I think it's a corncob pipe.
Okay.
But I think the dog's supposed to be attacking him.
Yeah. It's well done though, this imagination sequence, because I think you hear a little bit of that chime effect. It gets kind of blurry with a little bit of a halo. Mm-hmm. And then even when you see the scene with the doorman, it's kind of blurry. It's a really well done sequence.
Right. I mean, for as paranoid as all the characters are in this show, you think you'd see more of these little cutaways.
Yeah.
But in this little, fantasy sequence, Jerry hears the doorman admitting that he stole the couch and he was doing it just to mess with Jerry. I know in the real world, like in the real world of Seinfeld, he probably didn't take the couch.
Mm-hmm.
But is it possible, Vinny? Do you think the doorman is this crazy?
Well, I like to think that there's a line I think we heard earlier where the doorman says, "I traded shifts with the night doorman. We don't stab each other in the back like people in your world."
Mm.
Now, I think the other doorman, that night doorman, the one we heard in the clip there, perhaps the doorman buddies got together and moved the couch.
Oh, yeah.
As a little, game to play with Jerry. So I think they were all in on it.
I want to believe that as well. And I mean, it's absurd.
The other doorman number 2, is played by Raymond O'Connor, and he's the one who has that great line, "So you didn't even want the couch?" And then he also reinforces, "And they think they're better than us?" Raymond O'Connor plays that doorman. He was in The Rock, Halloween 4, Just Like Heaven, and Drowning Mona.
Interesting. I've got Halloween 4 on my bookshelf. I'll have to check that out.
Halloween's right around the corner.
Well, since Jerry is being held responsible, he has to provide a new couch, and George sees a great opportunity here to give him his couch. And here's a callback. Remember the one with the poppy stain on it?
Yeah, sure. Then his father will have no place to sleep. He's got to move out.
But it's got a pee stain on it.
No, the cushions are turned over.
You did the hand motions too.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I know it's subtle. Most people don't even see it, but little stuff like that, it's so excellent.
That's what makes the show what it is.
Turned over. Let's cut over to Sid Farkas's office.
Sid Farkas.
Kramer and George are sitting right where George was for his interview, presenting Sid with the bro.
It's called the bro.
Or the Mansiere.
Yeah, but I prefer the bro.
I like Mansiere. Well, I have to tell you, it's a very interesting idea.
Yeah.
You know, selling bras exclusively to women, we're really only utilizing 50% of the market.
That's what we figured, huh? I told you.
And to be perfectly frank, I've always felt I could use some support. I know when I'm wearing Banlon, there appears to be some jiggling.
I wouldn't be caught dead in Banlon.
So, what do you see in the back? Hooks, Velcro?
Definitely Velcro. Say you're getting intimate with a woman, you don't want her fumbling and struggling back there. I think we've all experienced that.
Summer nights. Well, I still have to talk about this to Mr. de Grandmont.
Of course. Yes.
But barring any unforeseen developments, gentlemen, I think we're sitting on a winner.
Good.
Frank, I want to tell you how sorry I am to hear about you and Estelle separating.
Oh, thank you, Sid, but that's all in the past. I'm ready to move on.
Yeah. I've always been very fond of Estelle. Beautiful woman. I hope you don't think this is out of line, but would it be okay with you if I were to ask her out?
You want to go out with my wife? Where do you get the nerve to ask me something like that?
Oh, no, Frank, I'm just saying.
I know what you're saying, and I know what you're thinking.
No, Frank.
No, I'm not doing business with this guy.
No, Frank.
There's Patrick Cronin returning as Mr. Farkas. I can't say that. Farkas, yeah. Sid Farkas, who we previously saw in The Sniffing Accountant, as you said earlier. I really like... There's a couple things I like about that scene. The classic line, barring any unforeseen developments, gentlemen, I think we're sitting on a winner. Which, that line appears elsewhere in the series, yes?
Yeah, it's, I think, with George, where he says, barring any unforeseen...
when he's giving out the scholarship?
No, earlier during George's interview. He says,
you're right.
He says there.
Same thing with Farkas, you're right. And then he goes and feels Mr. Gramont's material and gets fired.
I think the biggest takeaway from this scene, though, is when Kramer says, say you're getting intimate with a woman and you don't want her fumbling and struggling back there. I think we've all experienced that.
And Mr. Farkas's line to follow that up, he goes, "Summer nights." Apparently that was an ad-lib line. And then Tom Gamble and Max Pross actually used that line in a Simpsons episode, which I never knew.
Yeah, I wanna revisit that now. Oh gosh, and the scene quickly falls apart as Sid makes the mistake of telling Frank, "Could I ask out Estelle? Could we go out to dinner?"
That's kind of ballsy of Sid to ask Frank if he can ask out his still wife, possibly ex-wife.
I agree. I don't know why you would ever say that to the man.
I've always been fond of Estelle. Beautiful woman. But what I love here is Frank Costanza's passion, his vigor. And he still, even though him and his wife are having problems, where do you get the nerve to ask me something like that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he goes after Sid as a result.
Next scene here, we are at George's apartment. And George seems pretty annoyed at Jerry, pretending for taking the couch back, quote unquote, since his father doesn't have a place to sleep now. But George cheers right up because Estelle's coming to pick up Frank. even packed his dad's things for him. You were saying earlier how good Jason is in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. And I think it's really subtle. He is so eager to get his dad out of this apartment. He's just like jumping all around the apartment, let me get your suitcase, let me get your jacket. But also pretending to be upset. It's incredible.
Yeah, when Frank says, "Didn't you tell Jerry I was using the couch?" I pleaded with him.
But of course, Kramer is the one that mentions, isn't that the couch that had the pee stain on it?
And you see Jason, or you see George in the back go, no. He kind of waves his arms as if to say, "Shut up. You ever be sleeping on a pee-stained couch?"
No. The cushion was turned over.
But the very idea. You had me lying in urine.
And Estelle arrives, cautiously entering the apartment, making sure no one is having one of their transvestite parties.
I like that line a lot.
He turns into J. Edgar Hoover. J. Edgar Hoover?
Man, we are riddled with Clue and Arrested Development quotes this episode.
What else is new? As George puts his dad's coat on for him, Estelle tells Frank that she's having dinner with someone.
Sid Farkas.
Sid Farkas? You're not having dinner with a bra salesman.
Hey, he only sells them. He doesn't wear them.
I feel like that is like a real good jab.
Oh, yeah, and then Frank goes, "Will you stop it?" His voice cracks when he finishes that line.
So Frank refuses to go home. "That's it. I'm staying." And he plops down on the chair. George just drops the suitcases in defeat. He's stuck with them. And we cut down to the street later on. The German tour van parks as Kramer walks by. And here we go. We get this Marathon Man parody. The score is great. Jonathan Wolfe creates this really, tense music as an older German woman recognized Kramer from the mugging, gets out of the van, and starts chasing him down the sidewalk screaming, "It's him!
Stop that man!"
Now, I thought we could, take 10 seconds from Seinfeld, 10 seconds from Marathon Man, and just compare the two.
I know that man. You can't. Sel! My God! Stop him! Sel! You stop him! Oh, please help me! He's a beast! He's a murderer! You must stop him! Oh.
So they're sort of similar, I guess, especially if you watch the video. Michael Richards in one, Laurence Olivier in the other. In Marathon Man, he is a Nazi, a former Nazi that is living in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Or not living in New York. He's in New York in that scene. But he's recognized by someone from one of the concentration camps on the street. You should watch that movie, by the way. Really good.
Okay.
Really good
Let's
70s, New York film.
I'm down.
Dustin Hoffman.
Star Wars.
Yeah, a year or two before Star Wars. He chose Marathon Man over Star Wars.
Oh. So the German tourist corner Kramer. He goes into this little entranceway, and they corner him. They get distracted by the bro, and then get very excited hearing his pitch. They all have a good laugh over it.
Like, kind of problem, eh? The fat guy's like putting it on.
Yeah. The German woman is played by Barbara Pilavin. She actually passed away in 2005. And then Nick Jameson plays Horst, who's the gentleman you were just doing his voice.
That is not yours.
He is actually a prominent voice actor. He was in Frozen, Beowulf, Blades of Glory, Along Came Polly. Lots of voice credits, though, this guy's got.
Yeah, he was in 24, I think, for a couple of seasons. I remember him in that. Very cool. Yeah, I love when we see kind of like bit roles, and then you look up their credits, and they're just like, huge.
Oh, yeah. They got a rap sheet.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I love the resolution to this scene. It's great. Like, all the Germans start laughing. Nice little way to get out. But next scene, we're in Mr. Pitt's lobby. Jerry and Elaine present the new couch to Mrs. Peyton, who seems okay with it. Suddenly,
she's not sold on it, though. She's like, it'll have to do.
Yes. Suddenly, who should get off the elevator but Poppy? Jerry is happy to see him, and the feeling appears mutual. Doctors told him, hey, can't have any more aggravations. So he sold the restaurant and just takes it easy. In fact, the last time he got aggravated was at the restaurant when Elaine started the big fight about abortion. And as he sees Elaine standing nearby, he starts panicking. And to relieve the aggravation, he needs to sit down on the couch.
No, Poppy, no!
In the exact same spot. He left the pee stain before.
Yeah. This time on the other side, so you can't flip the cushion anymore.
You're screwed.
I love his description when he's talking about Elaine. He goes, "Your little friend," and he kind of makes Elaine's height.
She started the big fight.
I like that
about abortion. Beautiful rhythm to his dialogue. But yeah, sad, man. We're not going to see Rennie Santoni for another 3 seasons.
That's sad.
Mm-hmm. But really cool that they could bring him back just for a little cameo of sorts.
He really left his mark in the Seinfeld universe.
Literally.
Twice.
Now let's get over to George's apartment here. George is in bed reading as Frank joins him with a big bowl of kasha. And as he lays down, he just leans over and offers his son a spoonful. And it's just a great moment, right? Like Jason improvises, like picking it up and putting it back in the bowl.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Kasha.
And as he turns out the light, Frank turns his on, and George just covers his face in the pillow with a pillow.
That is a fabulous ending to this episode.
Now I kind of burned through that because the blooper is even better than the final version. Do you want to set up the blooper here?
I'll try my best. 2 minutes before the show ended, Larry David comes up to Jerry Stiller and says, do this. You're in bed with George. You're eating kasha. Jason had no knowledge of this happening. He didn't know that Jerry Stiller was going to get into bed holding the kasha. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
As he takes up this first spoon, he looks over to George and thinks, okay, I'll offer it to my son.
Kasha?
And according to Andy Ackerman, he says that they must have had to do at least 12 takes before they got it because Jason Alexander could not keep it together. He was laughing each take.
Oh yeah, I think Frank is Jerry Stiller is probably the hardest one to work off of on this show.
Not only is he such a great actor and comedian, but he's such a sweet man, as they say. So I think like his look, his the way he tries to remember his lines and kind of commit them from brain to voice. It's the recipe to make any person laugh.
So, what do you think?
So does the doorman really think it's better than us?
I think it thinks that, and I think it is. It's better than all of us. I love Larry Miller as the doorman. I love everyone's arc. I love the bro. I love Elaine's, like callback to the 1940s, like film noir.
Free swinging attitude. I'm crazy about her.
I love George's fear of the man breasts. Love Jerry's scenes with Larry Miller. Yeah, just everything all around. Fantastic episode. How do you feel, though? I don't know if you're in total agreement with me.
I don't think I'm as gaga as you. I do enjoy this episode. I love Larry Miller. Every scene he's in is gold. I think did we play every clip he was in?
I think so, yeah.
I think that might be a first for a Seinfeld single shot character, which is pretty impressive here on this show. But I like the episode. I wasn't in love with it. You know, if it's on, I'm like, hell yeah, Doorman. But it's not. I gotta
Doorman.
say,
Sorry.
It's I don't think this one's gonna crack my top 20. I have a feeling it'll crack yours, but I don't think it's cracking mine.
Yeah, and I kind of spoke too soon. I think the Label Maker is still above the Doorman for me in terms of season 6. But I do love this episode more than the Kiss Hello, which I put at 13. So 9 is Label Maker, 13 is Kiss Hello. I'm going to put this 12. So It's going to go between the Implant at number 11 and the Alternate Side at number 13. I just said goodbye to the Deal, this, that, and the other. Apologies. But yeah, this is going to be my new number 12. Love the Doorman.
It's always sad when those first third episodes get ousted from the top 20.
Yeah,
sad day.
Sad day indeed. But yeah, I'm very curious to hear from our listeners because I don't think the Doorman is necessarily a fan favorite for most people. But I want to know if the character resonates with anyone like it does with me because, yeah, he is... I mean, if Joe Bookman is number 1, the Doorman is definitely in my top 5 for the series as a whole in terms of single-shot characters.
Oh, yeah, he's probably knocking on the door, wink, of number 1.
Is he one of your favorites? I mean, you're not a huge fan of the episode, but do you like that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, Larry Miller as the Doorman is a really nice addition to the Seinfeld universe and a nice adversary of Jerry. And we still don't know his motives. We assume it's the job, but it could just be Jerry. Maybe some people don't like him. So I'm a big fan of him.
Any other highlights for you in this episode?
I like the film noir stuff. I love Kramer and Frank teaming up to create this bro / Mansiere, and then the whole Sid Farkas stuff is a lot of fun too. So, and I like that we got some nice those lines that are kind of memorable. I think to the diehard Seinfeld fans of barring some unforeseen circumstance or incident, and learning of the summer nights ad lib as well was kind of cool.
Yeah, very quotable episode. A lot of callbacks to old episodes with the couch.
Yeah, and we got a little Poppy.
He popped in. Mr. Pitt, he hasn't been around for a while. Just a lot going on in this episode, I think. I think it's a real gem.
All right, that's going to do it for us here on Seincast this week. Please feel free to send us an email at seincast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, or leave us a voicemail at Coco Bosco. That's COCOA Bosco.
Vinny, what episode do we have next week?
We are discussing the 19th episode of Season 6, The Jimmy.
Oh, yeah, he's got a proven sales method.
Yeah, what's that?
He jumps.
Jimmy's got a backer. Jimmy's jumping for dollars. Jimmy George gonna get rich.
Will you stop with the Jimmies?
But for now, I'm Vinny.
I'm Jimmy.
Signing on.
Seincast is not endorsed by Castle Rock Entertainment, Sony Pictures, or NBC. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Seinfeld, the Seinfeld logo, and all names, pictures, and audio of Seinfeld characters are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.
Hey, George, what do you like better? The bro or the Mansiere?
Dad, we need to talk.